Is this the right choice?
Well met, sir.
Unrest in the world. Just what has happened to the stone? Day to night, so this area feels completely different.
It's usually more lively. We know the way to the stone. Let us make haste.
The stone is also known as Wind Bluff Tower. It lies not far from here.
Saurian!
Seems we're well downstream. Perhaps aught of interest.
Let's sever the tail!
I've been drenched!
Look over there. Is that some sort of structure?
Goblin!
I hear a lack of supplies has weakened the Duke's
Before setting
defenses
off,
in the north.
we ought to equip ourselves to suit our objectives.
We're nearly there.
Sight from so close. We've arrived at the Duke's northern stronghold. The Mercedes will be atop the hold by now. We'll work to suppress them here. I've learned what to do in this quest.
Strongest hold are powerless without supplies delivered.
Viper! You colluded with Salvation to work sedition among the Duke's men!
Salvation? You place me in ill company. I'm a man of this world. Fantasies of death and redemption concern me not one whit. Now, legends. Legends stoke up the masses. If Duke Edmund were to best a second dragon, Francis would take the ascendant. But her neighbors ill want a giant looming at their borders, am I wrong?
Spare me your sophistry! The word neighbor sours on your forky tongue. Our lands have long sworn unstinting aid to any neighbor beset by the dragon.
Unstinting, you say? Tell me then, Why has your Lord Father not sent your brother, joined by Hearthstone's finest steel? Why am I speaking instead with a bleating she-goat mocked even by her own men?
You will retract those words, sir!
Else suffer what consequence?
Else I shall wash my honor clean in your blood!
And you? You will play her second? I would welcome the challenge.
Oh, stay out of this! He's made an open mockery of me and my homeland!
I had thought, nay trusted you were above the base treasons of Salvation's like. The Knight's champion. An oathbreaker of your ilk is champion to no man, Julian.
Salvation? Damns a lot of them. And their idle talk of destruction and redemption. They were convenient to my purpose, nothing. The day of Edmund Dragonsbane is past. He will not slay another world. So what cause is served by sending men to die for his pleasure? The swift death of Francis is the greatest mercy to her neighbors.
And what of those of this land who will die for your peace? Will you stand idly by while a people lose their land, their very lives to a plague of beasts? You are no knight, villain!
Pray, think of the morrow. The dragon will come again, to your homeland and to mine. Who shall stand against it then, if we are spent, all of us, for having held to some ancient fact? What is gained by all our deaths? Naught, I say, and naught would say your Lord Father.
How dare you, sir! I will not suffer such slander!
You know it to be true. Has he sent his finest blades? A general fit to lead them? No, he sent an ornament, so she be too daft to see it. 'Tis an empty show.
Bastard!
Do it!
Your head is a meager trophy. The men of the fort may have use of you yet. Even a she-goat's skin can warm a desperate man of nights.
What? He's no slander beneath you?
The duel is well and settled, Arisen. Be gone from my sight at once.
I've no more patience to indulge your play at knighthood, little girl. Your failure to quell the revolt is cause enough to run home to Hearthstone, tail twixt your legs. I tell you this in the spirit of mercy. If you cannot best me, you cannot best the dragon. Run along home while you yet live. Do you think me cruel, Arisen? 'Tis a sorry truth that righteousness is a rare luxury in war. You are pledged to slay the worm, and that alone. No oath binds you to the Duke, nor would my death do you any great service. There are those might call me a monster, but I am no dragon, sir. What say you?
I must make a pitiable sight. I knew. I am a meager choice to send as aid. I know it well. Still, I could not. I fear I put on a shameful display. Lord Julian had the truth of it, every word. I am weak. I serve no purpose here, save as hollow homage to an empty pact. Aids in name only. Hearthstone or Grancis, there's not a man in either who expected anything else of me. I knew it well enough, tasted it on every breath I drew. Yet still, I fancied myself a knight. Arisen. I will return to Hearthstone. Not to lick my wounds, but to petition my Lord Father that Grancis people receive true aid. I will not send you to meet the dragon with their fates weighing upon you. After, I shall return here, to aid you however I may. I am a fool. Pray, accept this token. I haven't much to give, but it would please me to know it provided you some small comfort on your journey.
With strongholds. Even the dragon's coming is not enough to unite men's hearts as one.
The beasts of these accounts are proving a greater challenge, to be sure.
What meaning do you suppose those stones hold?
'Tis a port crystal, Master.
It's usually more lively.
Seems the castle walls are reached by
From day
light
to
steps
night,
ahead.
this area is completely different. Well met.
It seems the Stone of the North was an ill surprise indeed to find salvation's reach extend so deep within our ranks. 'Tis a testament to the rising fear within the people's hearts. We must be vigilant against such corruption, lest the duchy rot away before the dragon ever comes. Many within the castle praise your bold deeds of late. I've more tasks that require your... It grieves me to report an item was stolen from the castle's stores a few days past. It was a possession of the Duke's and a treasure of the realm, the Worm King's ring. The band was stolen under heavy watch. I fear it to be the work of someone within the castle. But first, the ring must be reclaimed. Will you do it, sir? You would do well to begin by asking the men and women of the castle what they know. That ring is a treasure to all Grancis, and a symbol of the Duke's authority. It must be found.
Good Aldous told me there's been sign of thieving within the castle. Even should they escape sight, the castle's construction hinders all who do not know it well. Our villain had a guide, or had some occasion to grow familiar with the castle.
I heard a report of an unfamiliar man seen within the castle's halls.
They say he had the look of that sorcerer.
If there's talk of a sorcerer, it'll be Solomon, no doubt. I'd hoped we were rid of that rat for good. I do not relish the thought of his return. But the pilfered ring does bear a strong magical affinity. It is the sort of bauble Solomon would covet.
Salamet. 'Tis a name that calls up bitter memories. Time was the Duke held a council of magic scholars here in Gran Soren, tasked with ensorceling grimoires and trinkets. Salamet sat at the head of the council. His genius was unmatched, save by his ambitions. Once their research bore fruit, Salamet betrayed his grace and fled with the findings. He disappeared, leaving the corpses of his fellow scholars in his wake. I know not by what design he would reveal himself now. Perhaps aught about this ring that compels him.
Shall we speak to a few more people? I pray we might find one who's seen him.
A sorcerer, eh? Can't say as I've heard tell of... No, wait. There is rumor going around of a queerly dressed man skulking about the quarry. More than his dress is odd if he's hanging around that place with no reason.
Solomon is an infamous archmage. He's often been seen in the ancient quarry. Salvation is on the tongues of everyone, from peasant to noble.
Different countries, cities, people. Intriguing. Shall we to the quarry, then?
There are two ways into the quarry.
The Duke's burden is great. Between his duties as sovereign and the worm hunt, a good start to any task is talking with others. Let's begin with that. An imposing structure afore it fell, I'm sure.
Seems all roads lead to Gran Soren. Of the wood. There's plenty of reason to stay wary. There's no way we could have lost to that. All this open space spurs the desire to run, aimless and free.
A hobgoblin arisen. Be wary.
Careful! A goblin!
Stupid human!
Hollins from the quarry. Perhaps the land still holds aught of worth.
bones. This must be a quarry. The quarry is a spot well suited to hiding. This passage links south and central Grances.
Oh, hello. As you can tell from the look of me, I'm at my wit's end. I've needed to travel south through this mine, but the accursed gate won't budge. Despite the dangers, I came this way hoping to shorten my journey. Some shortcut, eh? 'Tis a fine waste of time if the gate cannot be lowered. Do you mean that? You'll see it opened? Aye, 'twould be a most welcome boon. But are you so certain you can make it so? You do seem a strong enough sort, I'll warrant.
Tis a sorcerer we face. We must be ready for anything.
Well. The Arisen. Toast of all grass. The cat has claws, and more grit than the fools in the Duke's Guard outrun. But alas, I've not the time to game, sir. Farewell.
I've learned what to do in this quest. We've lost it. Leave it to me.
This is a place quite restful to my kind.
Now, where shall we head?
The stairs ahead lead atop the castle walls.
The guards do have much to worry about.
Many within the castle praise your bold deeds of late. I have more tasks that require your attention. Pray.
You fought him then? I knew it was his doing. It is a shame he slipped the noose, but we cannot allow him to run free. We must see him stopped, and the ring returned before he can work more evil.
Someone may know of Solomon's whereabouts. Let's ask around.
Perhaps a traveling peddler might have caught sight of Salamet.
These stairs serve as a useful route in their own right. Perhaps a peddler saw Salamet flee.
How fare you?
This inn can serve as the hub of our journeys. Someone must know something about this matter.
The boat!
Do you know of the Blue Moon Tower, friend? To the northeast? I heard a strange tale from a fellow merchant a few days past. Seems there's a man's been seen coming and going round there of late, all the way out there. What's more, they say he's chased off all the beasts nested there with some arcane magic. It's him, says I. That sorcerer, they say, stole some bauble from the Duke. What was it?
I've learned what to do in this quest.
Also, some weapons can be further enhanced with their aid.
Usually more lively.
Abandoned now.
A river. I doubt we can cross it. One cannot be too careful at the water's edge.
The fiends are swift! Be wary!
No way we could have lost that.
That was hardly a warm-up.
Seems we're well downstream. Perhaps Art Adventurist has washed up.
Stray from the roads and we'll soon find monsters.
Arisen! Ready yourself!
Attack it where it swims!
Let's end this before they reach land! The fiends are swift! Be wary! I've been drenched! Strike the tail!
Sever the tail! It's not worth the time!
Victory. We can now hold the river across these stones. I'll heal your wounds. I'm not hard to find such a place here.
Cast an eye below as we cross. There may be art beneath the bridge.
Serve as a fine landmark.
To the Blue Moon Tower.